Party done.
It's not my ting, it's not your ting, it's we ting radio.
The way to degree mash up the dance. They calling him a hooligan, a hooligan, a hooligan. Yo, this is your boy Ricardo Drew. It's Drew, and right now it's all about DJ to a degree. Keep it locked.
Lock and load. This is Dre Blunt, the Rockford King. Anytime in a foreign, you know me have to lock into We Ting Radio. You heard me?
Yo, I am Nishran M out of Trinidad and Tobago, and you are locked to We Ting Radio. Nothing sweeter than We Ting. Love you.
Hey, this is Hurricane Hemadindial, and you're listening to We Ting Radio. Big up, man.
Hey, this is your girl Reshma Ramal, aka the Warrior Princess, and you're locked onto We Ting Radio.
Yo, it's your boy Ricky J. You don't know, hit after hit. Barman, give me a Guinness and punching. Yeah. We Ting Radio. That's what you're listening to. I say so. Come on.
Whoa. Yeah. Whoa. Yo, you know it's Mystic representing for We Ting Radio, man. Big up the Trini people and big up Diana, you know. Mystic is a boy representing, bringing the reggae vibe and bringing the little choker vibe as well. Boom! Screw some ball, me's a coolie boy. Me never shame, me's a coolie boy. Why not the time, me's a coolie boy. Yo, Mystic.
It's not my ting, it's not your ting, it's we ting radio.
Boom. Yo, it's your ting. It's my ting. It's we ting. We live here in Trinidad and Tobago. Friends, family, lock it, leave it. We ting. Stay tuned. Nah.
चादर बिछायो दियो ना हो चादर बिछायो दियो ना सजनिया चादर बिछायो दियो ना
ये पंका जिलब तो का याद पहनी चादर बिछायो ना ये पंका जिलब तो का याद पहनी चादर बिछा दियो ना
चादर बिछायो दियो ना सजनिया चादर बिछायो दियो ना हो चादर बिछायो दियो ना सजनिया चादर बिछायो दियो ना
ये पंका जिलब तो का याद पहनी चादर बिछाए दियो ना ये पंका जिलब तो का याद पहनी चादर बिछा दियो ना से मिलाऊं तुम ही बताओ मैं फिर क्या बिछाऊं हाँ चादर नहीं है कहाँ से मिलाऊं तुम ही बताओ मैं फिर क्या बिछाऊं
आलम है तन्हा तुम हम है गौरी आलम है तन्हा तुम हम है गौरी नैना ललायो दियो ना हो नैना ललायो दियो ना
ये पंका जिलब तो का याद पहनी चादर बिछाए दियो ना ये पंका जिलब तो का याद पहनी चादर बिछा दियो ना
चादर बिछायो दियो ना सजनिया चादर बिछायो दियो ना हो चादर बिछायो दियो ना सजनिया चादर बिछायो दियो ना
ये पंका
yeah, we Ting Radio. Good night going out to Renushka. Good night, Rishi. So special good night going out to each and every one of you. So hear what? Let's get this feed shared out. Share the feed. Good night, Miss Judy. Coming up in just a few, I'm bringing one of our government officials from the NYC. That's coming up at 7:30, right? Hey, all around movers, boy. What's going on? Let's share the feed. Let me go now.
चादर बिछायो दियो ना सजनिया चादर बिछायो दियो ना हो चादर बिछायो दियो ना सजनिया चादर बिछायो दियो ना
ये पंखा जिलब तो का याद पहनी चादर बिछाए दियो ना ये पंखा जिलब तो का याद पहनी चादर बिछाए दियो ना
चादर बिछायो दियो ना सजनिया चादर बिछायो दियो ना हो चादर बिछायो दियो ना सजनिया चादर बिछायो दियो ना
ये पंखा जिलब तो का याद पहनी चादर बिछाए दियो ना ये पंखा जिलब तो का याद पहनी चादर बिछाए दियो ना चादर नहीं है कहाँ से मिलाऊं तुम ही बताओ मैं फिर क्या बिछाऊं हाँ चादर नहीं है कहाँ से मिलाऊं तुम ही बताओ मैं फिर क्या बिछाऊं
Love for you too, bro.
आलम है तन्हा तुम हम है गौरी आलम है तन्हा तुम हम है गौरी नैना लगायो दियो ना हो नैना लगायो दियो ना
ये पंखा जिलब तो का याद पहनी
Macaron
चाहे दियो ना ये पंखा जिलब तो
Hey, hey.
याद पहनी चादर बिछाए
Lakshmi.
चादर बिछायो दियो
My girl from Let's Talk with Lakshmi.
चादर बिछायो दियो ना
Thank you for sharing, darling.
चादर बिछायो दियो ना सजनिया चादर बिछायो दियो ना
ये पंखा
Hey.
ये पंखा जिलब तो का
You enjoyed your trip, Lakshmi?
चादर बिछाए दियो ना ये पंखा जिलब
But you know what?
का याद पहनी चादर बिछाए दियो
I know Lakshmi saying. Right. Hey. Look, my brother Donnie. Hey, boy.
With a big मालिक मुनकी चंचल पल और सीना जोड़ी
Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna.
हरी बजरिया डाका डाले राम कसम की गोरी
Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna.
अरे मीठी मीठी बतिया करके हो मीठी मीठी बतिया करके दे गई हमका चोट हे गोरी गोरी नहीं मसनिया छापे नकली नोट है
अरे बाप रे बाप, अरे बाप रे बाप, बाप रे, अरे बाप रे बाप, अरे बाप रे बाप.
धूम पांधू नथू कल्लू बुधवा और तिवारी
Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna.
अरे ई गोरी की चाल में बदिया लुट गई बारी बारी
Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna.
अरे किसी का दिल और किसी का बतवा हो अरे किसी का दिल और किसी का बतवा किसी का गायब हो हे गोरी तोरी नहीं मसनिया छापे नकली नोट
अरे बाप रे बाप, अरे बाप रे बाप, बाप रे, अरे बाप रे बाप, अरे बाप रे बाप. Put your hands up in the air, put your hands up in the air, put your hands up in the air. Put it up, put it up, put it up, put it up.
अरे ई का ताका उका मारे ई नैना के बाणन बौद्धे
Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna.
काल के अमत रूप सलोना गजब पुरी मुस्कान में भौजी
Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna.
अरे बोले बाले सूरत है हो अरे बोले बाले सूरत है और बड़ा है मनवा कौन हे गोरी तोरी नहीं मसनिया छापे नकली नोट
अरे बाप रे बाप, अरे बाप रे बाप, बाप रे, अरे बाप रे बाप, अरे बाप रे बाप. Put your hands up in the air, put your hands up in the air, put your hands up in the air. Put it up, 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 put it up.
Good evening, Rowena. What, Shelly? I say you give up on Miguel. So tonight, coming up in just a few at 7:30, right? I have District Leader Mr. Richard David. He's going to be talking about a historic occasion this weekend, right? This Saturday in the NYC is a co-naming ceremony in Richmond Hill, right? Yeah, that's right. A co-naming ceremony. So he's going to talk more about it. It's coming up in just a few. So here's what. Let's share out the feed, everyone. Hey. Assalamu alaikum to my brother, Mr. Sadar, Mr. Hong Wing himself. I go organize you a little bit later, Rishi, right? Larger Rishi Digger Martin on the inside. We're praying there. Large of Sparkle Wati. She wants to say congratulations to my beautiful daughter Sarah for graduating from St. John's. She's extremely proud of her. We're all proud of her. Went there as a lacrosse player, correct? Pray! So that's right. So I want everybody share out the feed. Don't forget, I just see when it says that you share the thing, you know. Large of my girl Lakshmi for linking up the connection with Mr. David for tonight. And then coming up soon, we're doing a lot of political things, letting people know what's going on. Touching base in the NYC. So I'll let you guys know more about that in just a few, right?
जाना दे हाथों से मेहंदी लगाओ हाथों से मेहंदी लगाओ हाथों से मेहंदी लगाओ ओ मेरे जाना दे ओ जाना दे ओ जाना दे हाथों से मेहंदी लगाओ ओ जाना दे ओ जाना दे put on the mehendi on your hand tell me that she too good for me. She para tell me stay away from the dirty. Stay away, girl. Stay away, girl. She mora tell me that she too good for me. Tell your family to come out my way. Y'all are coming to take you away. Chana de, हाथों से मेहंदी लगाओ. Chana de, हाथों से मेहंदी लगाओ. हाथों से मेहंदी लगाओ हाथों से मेहंदी लगाओ ओ मेरे जाना दे ओ जाना दे ओ जाना दे हाथों से मेहंदी लगाओ ओ जाना दे put on the mehendi on your hand your body all over with hurdy. Put on your sari, get this single ready. Get ready, get ready. Rub down your body all over with hurdy. I don't care what nobody go say. Y'all are coming to take you away. Oh chana de, हाथों से मेहंदी लगाओ. Chana de, हाथों से मेहंदी लगाओ. हाथों से मेहंदी लगाओ हाथों से मेहंदी लगाओ ओ मेरे जाना दे हाथों से मेहंदी लगाओ.
So Shashi reach. Wedding time. Wedding time.
भाई और बहनों आओ मौज करो दुल्हा हो दुल्हन के विवाह हो गयो से भाई और बहनों आओ मौज करो दुल्हा हो दुल्हन के विवाह हो गयो दुल्हा हो दुल्हन के विवाह हो गयो दुल्हा हो दुल्हन के विवाह हो गयो से भाई और बहनों आओ मौज करो दुल्हा हो दुल्हन के विवाह हो गयो.
Look the wedding reach, everybody say the speech. Dulaha and dulahin.
Adi Central.
हिंदू का विवाह है पन्ने तो पसते कन्यादान को बारात के बले. हिंदू का विवाह में पन्ने तो पसते कन्यादान को बारात के बले. अरे भाई और बहनों आओ मौज करो दुल्हा हो दुल्हन के विवाह हो गयो से भाई और बहनों आओ मौज करो दुल्हा हो दुल्हन के विवाह हो गयो दुल्हा हो दुल्हन के विवाह हो.
Large and keep hollow. Got a comment in the feed, brother.
भाई और बहनों आओ मौज करो दुल्हा हो दुल्हन के विवाह हो गयो.
Now the party starts, everybody come together. Boy side and girl side, and we dance with one another. Them come quick and let me dance. It's time to wine. Start to wine.
आई बारात दुल्हन के कर पल सखी सहित के आरती बुतारे. आई बारात दुल्हन के कर पल सखी सहित के आरती बुतारे. अरे भाई और बहनों आओ मौज करो दुल्हा हो दुल्हन के विवाह हो गयो से भाई और बहनों आओ मौज करो दुल्हा हो दुल्हन के विवाह हो गयो दुल्हा हो दुल्हन के विवाह हो गयो दुल्हा हो दुल्हन के विवाह हो गयो से भाई और बहनों.
Speaking of wedding, Dave, is you on deck? Christina!
धीरे चलो ककरी चलती न जाए जरा धीरे चलो ककरी चलती न जाए It's Gary.
They get married
चलती न जाए गोरिया
July 10th.
जाए चलती न जाए गोरिया चलती न जाए जरा धीरे चलो ककरी चलती न जाए जरा धीरे चलो ककरी चलती
Good evening, Debbie. Lodge of the Naidu family. Sitaram Janice. Sitaram Auntie Monica.
न जाए गोरिया चलती न जाए चलती न जाए
Sitaram going out to my mom and dad.
जरा धीरे चलो ककरी चलती न जाए जरा धीरे चलो ककरी चलती
So who could tell me what is tomorrow?
चलती न जाए गोरिया चलती न
What is tomorrow?
चलती न जाए गोरिया चलती न जाए जरा धीरे चलो ककरी चलती न जाए जरा धीरे चलो ककरी चलती न जाए सफर गागर गगर पुल देहला सफर गागर गगर पुल देहला पतली कमनियाला चक नहीं जा जरा धीरे चलो ककरी चलती न जाए जरा धीरे चलो ककरी चलती न जाए चलती न जाए गोरिया चलती न जाए चलती न जाए गोरिया चलती न जाए जरा धीरे चलो ककरी चलती न जाए जरा धीरे चलो ककरी चलती न जाए
Oh Lord. Now hear what? Christina said to play a song for Dave.
Calling all the lumberman, calling all the hardwoman. We don't want no paper man. Bring the luckady. Calling all the fireman, calling all the chulhaman. We don't want no waterman. Bring the luckady. The chulha wa fire, so bring the luckady. Bring the luckady, baby, bring the luckady. The chulha wa fire, so bring the luckady. Bring the luckady, baby, bring the luckady. Bring the luckady, baby, bring the luckady. Bring the luckady, baby, bring the luckady. The chulha wa fire, so bring the luckady. Bring the luckady, baby, bring the luckady. Anything you want to give me, the chulha it's set and ready. The fire blazing steady, bring it any size.
James!
Anything you want to give me, the chulha it's set and ready. Blaze the fire, pump it higher, bring the luckady. My husband not able, he can't light the fire.
Lodge my boy Tank.
Blaze it up, blaze it up, blaze it. My husband not able, he can't light the fire. I'm looking for a good laborer, yeah. I'm looking for a good laborer to pack the chulha wa fire. So bring the luckity, baby, bring the luckity. The chulha wa fire, so bring the luckity, baby.
How we sounding on IG, right?
Bring the luckity, baby, bring the luckity. Bring the luckity, baby, bring the luckity. Chulha wa fire, so bring the luckity. Bring the luckity, baby, bring the luckity. Anything you want to give me, the chulha it's set and ready. The fire blazing steady, bring it size and luckity. Anything you want to give me, the chulha it's set and ready. Blaze the fire, pump it higher, bring
I want to know why nobody knows.
Something hamad में दे something hamad something hamad में दे something hamad में दे something में दे something में दे something hamad मेरा दिल है तुम्हारा में दे something hamad मेरा दिल है तुम्हारा something hamad में दे something hamad something hamad में दे something hamad में दे something hamad मेरा दिल है तुम्हारा मेरे something hamad मेरा something मेरा प्यारा
How could you fall in love with you something? Look you right there, you can't stay, no time to play.
So nobody knows what tomorrow. So let me let all you know.
If you love Guyana, put your hands in the air. Guyana, raise it back. Guyana, raise it back. Guyana, raise it back. Guyana, raise it back. Way to the left, way to the right, way to the left, way to the right, left, right, left, right. Everybody say Guyana, 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 Guyana. Cook up a butter, chicken curry, it's live in GD.
Tomorrow
Jump on a plane, get to JD Jagan, it's live in GD.
is Guyana's 55 years of independence.
Guyana is the nicest people to me. When we in Guyana. Put your hands in the air, put your hands in the air, put your hands in the air, put your hands in the air. Wave it like you don't care, wave it like you don't care, wave it like you don't care, wave it like you don't care. People must see Guyana, the country full of culture. Oh, oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, you gotta lose your Guyanese card. Sparkowati. So to our Guyanese brothers and sisters, happy Independence Day tomorrow. That's right, happy Independence Day tomorrow. This weekend, my brother, Mr. Randy Reckless Ramdeen, will be airing on all the major networks in Guyana his Guyana Independence event that he put together with a star-studded cast. Sitram going out to Uncle V-Ram. Star-studded cast. A lot of the major artists in them out of Guyana. He's gonna let me know. Weeting Radio is gonna rebroadcast that. We was hoping that everything would have worked out for tomorrow, but unfortunately, some scheduling conflicts in Guyana and Ting. So we're gonna get that up and running. I will let you all know. A lot of injection, Sharon. So once again, happy 55th anniversary to Ghana. Large up DJ Ari. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have the privilege and the honor of bringing this young man, first time to We Ting Radio, but we've known each other for a few years. He's been doing a lot of groundwork in the NYC. He's the district leader of New York State Assembly, District 31. Pretty much known as Little Guyana right now. And he has just recently helped a huge accomplishment happen for his Guyanese nationals and them. This is a project that's been going on for well over 20 some odd years. And he took the mantle when he recently got into office. And I'll have him explain some more of that. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm bringing to the air right now the one and only Mr. Richard David. Good evening. Good evening, brother. How you doing? How you feeling?
To be with you. It's a long overdue that I'm joining you in this program.
Well, nothing happens before its time, as we know. Like I just said, 20-something years of something that's been in the works, and you just was able to get that to happen. So congratulations to you. But before you say anything, I want to know, when you got the word that the renaming had happened, and you told your parents, what was that moment like?
I told my mom. I actually told my niece. My niece is 10 years old, and she was next to me at the time when I found out that it got renamed. And when I told her, it was she didn't know what that meant, so I had to explain it to her. And I took so much pleasure explaining to a 10-year-old what this means as a young Guyanese child growing up in Queens. She is going to be there on Saturday, and she still, I don't think, knows what it means, and so she's looking forward to this.
Well, I mean, it is something good for people of Guyanese heritage. You know, I know, and we're going to get into it. There's been a lot of back and forth. You've been doing a lot of promotions. You've been doing a lot of damage control. You've been doing a lot of everything and putting this event together. But all in all, in regards for West Indians in general to make any name for themselves, no matter what diaspora that they come from and things like that, to get recognition in this country of United States is a huge accomplishment at the end of the day. So let everybody know, like I said, you did this this is something that's been in the works for about 20 years, and you was able to get it over the hump now. Little Guyana Avenue, correct? Corner of Liberty and Lefferts and stuff like that, which is a mecca, as we all know. So let everybody know about that process and what had happened and things like that.
Yeah, my pleasure. So my parents came here in the 90s, but generations before had made Richmond Hill their home. And I talked about how I came here undocumented. I came here backtracked. In fact, I lived in Trinidad for a good amount of time before coming to New York. And this has always been my home. The first place I landed was 129th Street and Liberty Avenue. We lived there like so many other people who call Richmond Hill home, with my aunt, my uncle, everybody who could fit in that house with a bunch of kids. That's what we did. And this is such a historic accomplishment for Guyanese Americans as we prepare to celebrate Guyana's 55th Independence Day. Tomorrow is Guyana's 55th Independence Day. So we have a large committee that worked on this proposal. And actually, after I told my niece, formally, the committee was the first set of people that I told. And the responses from that committee, made up of Guyanese, Trinidadians, white Americans, African Americans, a really diverse committee, they were stunned, they were floored, because we had just changed the laws of New York City to recognize this community that had called Richmond Hill home for decades. There are no words that could explain how thrilled community members were when they found out that after decades of working on this, it had gotten approved.
Now, what did it take? As you said, it was decades, right? So, what did it take to cross over that hurdle now to get this accomplished now compared to 20 years in the making? I mean, besides Richard David, you understand? What else did it take in order to get this going?
Yeah, it took way more than me. It wasn't just me, it was a big group of people. But it took political support, to be honest with you. In order to change the laws of New York City, this is changing a law, you need a council member to support it, to sponsor it. And Councilmember Adrian Adams, he's the council member for Richmond Hill, for South Ozone Park, for Council District 28. She sponsored the proposal. It was voted on by the full body of the New York City Council in December of 2020, and then the mayor signed it into law. That's how you change any law in New York City, and that's the technical process of doing this. And I'm really excited that we are beginning to learn how to make laws. We're beginning to learn the system, and
Mhm.
I'm so excited to see so many people get involved in their community, sometimes for the first time.
Now, here's something that a lot of people probably don't know. I've been involved in government positions here in Florida and stuff like that. I helped in regards for the first official cricket stadium being built with petitions and things like that, getting cricket pitches put into North Lauderdale and all these different kind of stuff. Now, these is not something that just pops up, right? Now, they have commission meetings, all these kind of stuff. They put information out to the public and whatnot. Now, I know with COVID and thing like that, it kind of changed. And I know on my brother's Imran show the other day, the other gentlemen that were with you had said that it was being done electronic due to the fact of COVID protocols and stuff like that. So what did the necessary, because that's like some of the questions that I'm seeing and stuff like that, did the necessary people and so forth actually respond? Because that's the thing, a lot of stuff with government mails and government emails and whatever, people throw it to the side and they don't take it on, or they don't even read it, and these things is what ends up happening. So people are having a lot of questions and stuff now, but they were probably notified and overlooked the situation, and things keep moving forward. Things progress. So it's either you take an active role in what's going on, or you find out when everybody else finds out when there's a public announcement.
That's right. And, I say this as somebody who's been on my community board for over 10 years. I've been deeply involved in other street namings as well. In
Mhm.
fact, a few years ago, we renamed a street for a gentleman named Jonathan Narain. It's the first Indo-Caribbean person who any street is named after in New York City. And he was a correction officer, and he was actually shot at a deli as he was picking up breakfast one morning. And so we did the first street renaming in honor of Jonathan Narain. I believe that was 2 or 3 years ago.
I think about
And
3 years ago.
it was about 3 years ago,
Yeah.
and that was the first time that we are taking control of a community that we're a part of. That's the first time that we are getting involved in this way, and so I encourage everyone to get involved. There are so many things happening in New York City. For example, in June 12th to June 22nd, we also have the biggest elections that New York City has ever seen in its history. A lot of our elected officials are term limited, and we get to pick new ones, including the mayor of New York and many council members. So that's another opportunity for people to engage, to reach out to me. I try to be as responsive as I can be, and I will, be as helpful as I can be in explaining some of these changes that are happening. But Alan, you're absolutely right. I'm going on these shows. I'm making an effort to let as many people know as possible because I think that this is a historic moment for so many people to get involved and to be a part of this celebration.
Now, here's a comment that just came in, right? This person is saying, this isn't inclusive of our community. Richmond Hill is a melting pot, which is correct. And I'm going to address it before you end up addressing it, is in regards to the fact that this was a process that's been 20 years in the making. Now, I know some other information that was put out that the Guyanese community make up a huge diaspora of Queens based on census information and things like that. And if let's say that end up moving forward, then they should have addressed it. You understand? Other people and stuff like that. Once again, information was publicized, and people probably really overlooked the situation. Yes, COVID was going on and things like that, and you hear some people making a statement that while people is looking to the left, these guys are doing this thing on the right. But you have peripheral vision. Pay attention to what's going on around you. It's not
And
just about
actually,
what's going on
Alan,
in
let me
COVID.
say this. A lot of COVID has done a lot of things and it's caused a lot of harm. What it's also done is create more accessible government. Everything is online. COVID doesn't prevent you from tuning in and logging in. And in fact, this was public. And so just like people can tune into this or make a Facebook status, they can tune into every hearing that's held at the New York City Council. COVID has made it a very easy place and more accessible than ever. So it's actually been the reverse. It's not. It's been more transparent than it's ever been.
So they were able to attend these meetings virtually, let's say? Is that what you're saying?
Every
Okay.
meeting of the city council is currently held virtually and it's public. So
Okay.
it's not like you got to travel to Manhattan and take off time from work and the way it used to be. You can
Wow.
just tune in just like you're tuning into this show. And so I'm really excited that we're going through this phase of government and in learning where it's at our fingertips. Now, one of the organizations that's also on our committee is the largest Trinidadian organization in New York. It's the Trinidadian and Tobagonian USA organization. And this isn't being done in isolation. We recently had Punjab Way open in Richmond Hill, and that's something that we should be proud of as well. Now we have Little Guyana Avenue, and I hope that we're going to have Little Trinidad and Tobago Street or Way or Avenue, and there is actively a committee working on that as well. So we have thousands of streets in New York. Let's own them. Let's take pride in picking names that we feel represent us, and that's the process that we can go through and celebrate and uplift each other.
Now, one of the things I had wanted to ask, because, like I said, I see all the stuff that's going on Facebook and this and that to the next thing, and you're voted in by people, by the diaspora, right? Now, what's been going on, and people are pretty much segregating you, that you're showing favoritism towards your demographic and things like that. But are you able to, let's say, are you willing to have a meeting with the other peoples in them or other groups in them that want to do this to represent their nationality and
Absolutely.
let them do the work with you?
100%. And actually, we've already had two meetings with Trinidadian community leaders in New York. So I feel good about having Little Trinidad and Tobago right here in New York. And I'm going to be supporting that. And I can't wait to see the unveiling. And this is an open invitation for anyone to get involved in their community. And the way to get involved in your community is joining your community board. Many
Exactly.
community board members are supporting this proposal. They signed off on it. Get involved with a neighborhood organization. We have almost 15 to 20 neighborhood organizations that are based in Richmond Hill. You don't like one, you don't think they represent you, create your own one. But this is how we move the envelope. This is how we make progress for all of us. And I'm really excited to see people are paying attention because we need people to be involved, absolutely. And it's an open invitation to reach out to me. If you want to work with me, I am happy to work with you.
Now you have your own political page and stuff like that. Is Richard Davis? Richard David. Look for the smile. You understand? You see that smile right there? That's the
Two
profile
first names.
picture.
I tell people two first names.
You understand? You're gonna see him on there and stuff like that. So look for that. Message him. His contact information is there. These gentlemen and them are constantly busy, so he will get back to you at some point. Just make sure and post something there or and so forth. Now, one of the other questions that somebody had posted and things like that, you gentlemen had posted a list of the associations and entities in them that are that's a part of spearheading this, right? You guys had named
Yes.
a large amount of people, like probably about 20, 30 names and stuff like that. So are these people are they registered in the entities are registered in Richmond Hill or Liberty area, or that's not something that has to be done if they're part of the Queens area, that their signatures or their support in regards to the naming help move this forward?
That's not something that has to be done. In fact, there are a lot of civic organizations that are active that are not registered, but they do great work. And so we have a lot of organizations. We have the Caribbean Equality Project. They work with LGBTQ members of our community. We have the Jahaji Sisters. They work with Indo-Caribbean women who are facing issues of gender-based violence. We have the Hindu Parades and Festivals Committee. We have the South Ozone Park, Richmond Hill Lions Club. They're doing food distributions every day. We have the oldest mandir in Richmond Hill. We have Sybil's Bakery. We have Singh's Roti Shop. I can go on and on. And it is the only way you change a law in New York City is going to the New York City Council. But it's helpful when you can show that these organizations and businesses who have a track record of working in the community also support this proposal. So it's not a prerequisite. You don't have to do that, but we did it anyway.
Now, somebody's writing here. One of the organizations located in Washington D.C. What do they mean by that?
I'm not sure, but I don't know which organization that is. But it's fine if they're located and registered in Washington D.C. I don't think that that's a problem.
So it's just about mainly getting public support in regards to doing this, right? So once
Absolutely.
you
And every organization on that that has signed on to this, they have a track record. I have seen their work, and it's locally based, and that's why they were invited to be a part of this. Absolutely.
like I know
But for various reasons, businesses, you know how this goes. Businesses can register in Florida. They can register anywhere they
for tax purposes, right?
well, sometimes they register there because their founder lives there. For various reasons, you have national organizations as well.
Now, one of the people that was instrumental in this, my brothers and them, Roshan and Terry from Abby Tunes Radio, so they were a part of it, and I know for a fact the amount of work and support. I mean, we've done Save Abby in New York and in Queens and things like that. So majority of the business, because when you mention Lions and so forth, Romeo Hitlal and them with the Pagwa Parade, all these are people that are doing things in the community on a consistent.
That's right.
You know,
That's right. These are not people that just showed up today and are upset. These are people who have a track record of service in our community, and I'm so proud that we were able to unite and get this done. Again, it's been 25 years; it's long overdue, and I'm so excited that we get to make history here, and I can't wait to make history again. And I see, my friend Ryan Jeffrey in the chat box, and it's true. DJ Fest, he is, somebody who's well known in the community as well, and has always been involved, and his family too. And when we talk about the diversity of New York City, and we talk about the numbers, let's go over that. So the best set of numbers we have is census data. The census data shows that the Guyanese community is actually the second largest immigrant group in all of Queens, anywhere. And
sorry, I don't mean to cut you, but what year is that data from?
The last census data that's publicly available is from 2010, and it became available in 2013.
Okay,
the data from last year hasn't been made public as yet.
Okay, well, yeah, because of COVID and gathering the information. So yeah, it was a lot of headache in regards to that. So as Richard is saying, that Guyana is the second largest demographic, correct?
The second largest foreign-born population in Queens, and it's really a historic occasion, because when we go into the month of May, which we're in, I mentioned we have Guyana's 55th Independence Day, so we want to honor the Guyanese American community that has made tremendous sacrifices and have planted roots in Queens and in Richmond Hill. It's also Indian Arrival Day in many Caribbean countries and in Guyana as well. And so I want to make sure that we look at those contributions too.
Now, in regards to the event for this weekend, the corner of Lefferts and Liberty, you put together a program and stuff like that. It's open to the public on Saturday from 10 to 12. Hopefully the weather is going to be good. Right now it's looking like it's going to be like 100 degrees out there and stuff like that. And the reason why you're coming on here, well, as a lot of people know, New York is my home. I do a lot of events, a lot of hosting. A lot, we have the domestic violence organization CADVA. So Queens is in my blood. That's where I'm from, and it doesn't matter what name this is being called. I'm very proud of the fact that Caribbean heritage is getting a placemat in that city. I used to call it Little Guyana because when Little Guyana Bake Shop came on there, everybody lines around the corner to go get the flatbread and stuff like that. This is what's going on, and my brother Fess could tell you, we are some of the people, myself and Fess and there's DJ Roy. There's a lot of us. My brother just passed, DJ Frontline. We do a lot for the community of Richmond Hill, and the fighting back and forth where somebody's saying that we need a Trinidad Avenue or this and that or whatever. There's a lot of streets called Trinidad, right? It might not be, you remember the Spanish people they use the name of Trinidad and this, that, and the next thing. But if the Trinidad diaspora wants to get something named after themselves, you guys have to stand up and do the work also. This doesn't just happen by the blink of an eye. There's a lot of things and there's a lot of moving parts to get something done in government, and especially when you're a minority. We are not recognized, so you need the people there that is advocating on your behalf.
That's right. And Alan, look, let's be real here. We should have more than a street, right? We should have elected officials in public places, Guyanese, Trinidadians. Someone actually reached out to me and they said to me, is there a single Guyanese or Trinidadian person serving on the New York City Council? Unfortunately, not one. And so I encourage people to get involved, and I see Rowena Lal being very excited about this as well. We've gotten nothing but love and support in this, and I think it's a really proud moment to stand with Guyanese Americans and get involved in your community. A deadline's coming up, May 28th. I mentioned earlier that we have an election for the mayor of New York City and various city council offices. The only way to vote is actually registering. And you have to pick a political party in New York. It's a party state. If you don't pick a party, you will not get to vote in this election. And it's incredibly important because we have so many needs in our community. We want community centers. We want cleaner streets. We want help for people who are undocumented and homeowners, and we want to make sure that there are education programs in our schools. The only way that we can do those things is by getting involved. And so this is a street renaming. I think it's a historic moment to take pride in our community and in our neighborhood. Let's not stop there. Let's go as far as we can. Let's push our community forward, and let's do that together.
Now, one of the comments is that the community is more multicultural, but these are names that can be used. Nobody has any problems with that. Just somebody needs to do the work. Like I said, Richard took on a project that's been 20 years of going through a lot of red tape, a lot of bureaucratic issues and stuff like that, and he was able to find a way to cross over that last hurdle to accomplish something, which at the end of the day is a huge accomplishment. And the thing is, it takes one person to make the first step. And then when the one person is able to make that first step, it helps the others come along. Just like when they were coming into this country from, when the Pilgrims came over here and, people from the Caribbean coming over here, it took one person to stand up and advocate for everyone else to make it a little bit easier. And I think what Richard and them has accomplished will make it easier because you guys know what the process is now to help, get in touch with Richard and them, get in touch with his group and stuff.
Reach out to me.
Right.
And Alan, if you look at my page, I leave as many comments up as I possibly can, but it's my page. I don't apologize for removing anyone's comment on my page, especially if they have profanity, if they appear racist, or they're targeting somebody. I won't hesitate to remove those. But I'm open to having conversations with people, working with as many people as possible. And look, this is just the beginning. We need Diwali as a public school holiday in New York.
Yeah.
We have so many things that we are fighting for. Let's look at how we can change the laws to support all of our different communities. And, I'll say this to you, Alan, I'm not even Hindu, and these are some of the things that we have to talk about.
No, but it is true. Eid was a recognized holiday, and the reason why New York State is the only place I think that actually recognizes Eid as a holiday, but that was done and I'm going to be honest, as a damage control in regards to 9/11 and stuff like that, with the hate crimes and whatever, and they felt that this was a way to kind of appease to that demographics. Now, the Hindu community is by far one of the largest community in New York State. And I know because my mom, back in when I was a little kid, I'm talking 30 something years ago, would go to Albany meetings and all that stuff. She would go to Albany on these parent teachers trips and all this stuff like that and advocate with the government officials and the state assembly people and whatnot for rights for our diaspora. And it fell on deaf ears because no matter what, we are still a minority. But little bit, chip by chip by chip by chip, it's going to happen. And this, like I said, is the first step in the right direction. Utilize his services, reach out to him in a respectful manner, have constructive conversations, and be able to move forward with this, with any projects you want to go forward with.
Absolutely, and Alan, we've been incredibly transparent in this process. So if anyone goes to the event page, the process is explained. Every organization that signed on to it is explained there. There is a tremendous amount of detail that's available publicly on Facebook, and it's been there since the beginning that this announcement was made. So there is no, and I'm very committed to being as transparent as possible, and that's absolutely what we're doing here. And the only way we're going to move forward to get Diwali as a public school holiday, to legalize basement apartments in New York, and so many other things, as we are learning how to change the laws of New York City, we got to get involved in these processes and scrutinize it. We got to ask the questions. And I'm so committed to transparency in this process. I've always been committed to transparency.
Now, one of the things that I know is, and this is one of the unfortunate things, there is a lot of government fundings for businesses, entities, organizations, mandirs, churches, temples, and whatnot, that is just sitting there unclaimed, and the other people in them, they take advantage of this. So you need to do the other steps. Are you able to assist organizations in regards to pointing them in the right direction for temples or so forth in regards to help getting these, and it's millions of dollars that's out there. Are
Absolutely.
you able to help with that?
So the short answer is yes. Right now, the federal government passed a series of stimulus packages, which for the first time in a long time include support for religious institutions. As you know, we have a separation of church and state, so that's something that's unusual. And so if organizations want to apply for that funding, now is the time to do that. At a local level in New York City, we have one of the largest budgets in the world. It's $92 billion. $92 billion.
Wow.
There's an application that opens every year, once a year, to apply for funding for community organizations in that budget. And the application is currently closed. The cycle opened up in January, but every January it's open. And that's another time to make sure your neighborhood is getting funded, that the organizations that are providing services are getting funded. And Alan, I heard you talk about CADVA. Sakray Budram was a mentor to me. I hosted her so many times in Richmond Hill to do book readings. We created an Indo-Caribbean special collection at the Lefferts branch of Queens Library that houses her book, Breakout, that talks about her personal experience dealing with domestic violence. My friend, DJ Frontline, and your friend who recently passed away, we want to see safer streets in New York. That's another area that we can get involved in. The need for people to get involved is huge. I can't do this by myself. I want to. I cannot. I need your help. And if you believe that these are good causes, don't just complain about them. See how you can be a constructive part of the outcomes that you want to see. And so I mentioned that we are already working on creating a little in Trinidad, a little Trinidad and Tobago way or street or avenue. There's a committee that's actively working on that. But there's so many other things that need to happen. Diwali, legalizing basements, a range of things. Join me in this movement to bring help to our community. This is a call to your, this is an appeal, this is a call to action. I want you involved in your community. This is a wake-up call.
Now, what in order for them to be able to assist you and stuff like that, they have to be registered voters. Is that one step? Is that correct?
No,
No?
you only have to be a registered voter to vote. But there are so
Okay.
many other things that you can do. Um, there are sometimes we're doing cleanups. You can clean up. You sometimes we're doing voter registration drives where you're helping other people register to vote and explaining to them our new voting process. It's called ranked choice voting. Long ago, you used to be able to go to the ballot and pick one person. It's changed. That's another big change that recently happened. And for the first time, you get to pick five candidates instead of one candidate. And you get to rank the five candidates in the order of your preference from one, two, three, four, and five. And so there's a lot of education that you can get involved in as well. We talked about Diwali. Reach out to your city council member. You don't have to be a citizen or a voter to reach out to your council member. But there's a bill pending at the New York City Council. I can't push that bill alone. I'm not an elected official. I don't have that authority. But every city council member does, and they're sitting on that bill, and they've been sitting on it since 2018. This is the time to pass it.
See, and one of the things I always say is there's strength in numbers. People don't realize. I used to go to meetings and city meetings and stuff like that for the cricket stadium, and I'm the only man there, And then they'll be like, you're saying that you want this $63 million stadium and stuff like that, but where is everybody else? Where are the people in there? Where is this and that? So don't let Richard try to fend off Goliath because he is a David, right? You can't have David face Goliath all by himself, right? He needs
I like
support.
that.
So yeah, so that's what he's tiny. He's not like me. I'm 6'1", So, but he needs support, and
But-
everybody that has a lot to say, don't just say. You have to do as well, So that was that part. Now let's get into something that's really good. 55-year independence tomorrow. What's in store for this Saturday? Give everybody the address and so forth, and tell everybody what's your plan on the agenda for this weekend.
The committee is planning a really exciting program, and we're starting at 10 o'clock. Rain or shine, come out. This is going to be a Caribbean event that starts late. It's starting at 10 o'clock.
No coolie time. No Caribbean time.
We're going to be there.
American time, 10 o'clock.
And we're going to be there earlier in the morning, setting up, putting up chairs, putting up a stage. We have a list of community organizations, businesses, elected officials who are coming to join us. We have a performance, a singing. We have Chitra Singh. She's going to be doing Guyanese folk songs performance. I've seen her do it, and it's a really good way to bring in the audience. And she's singing songs like, what's it called? Long Time, Small Thing. Anyway, it's going to come to me. But Chitra Singh is a performer that's been here for a long, long time. Then we have a violin recital from a young woman. She's just going into middle school. Her name is Sasha Blackman. We also have a performance, and everyone knows this. This gentleman in Queens, he's at birthday parties, he's at the bars, he's performing in religious spaces as well. None other than Sunny Prasad.
Okay,
He's
Sun.
Nice. He's going to be joining us as well. So what I want to make sure we leave this event with is paying respects to the working class people who built this community. It's not, leaders and I've been here longer than you have. There are people who are waking up every single day who are recovering from an administration last year that came after them because they were undocumented. They were raiding roti shops because of the people that worked here. The amount of trauma that this community has gone through from COVID and from so many other disadvantages that we have faced. Let's use this moment to come together and celebrate something good. Let's use this moment to come together and talk about how we can make our community a better place. And I know that there are things that we want to do, Alan. I know that I want to see a cleaner, safer community, and I believe that this is one step in getting there. I really believe that if people feel a sense of pride and ownership in their neighborhood, they're going to make sure that garbage isn't thrown on the streets.
Yeah, definitely cleaner. Liberty is horrendous for that. Yeah.
They're going to make sure that this is a crown jewel that we can all be proud of because, Richmond Hill is home to, Terry Godrich said it best. Richmond Hill is little Guyana. He said that over 20 something years ago. But the reality is, Richmond Hill is home to a very large population of Dominicans and Latinos. They're actually the largest growing population in the community. We also have large populations of Punjabi and Sikh migrants as well, and people who've been there a long time. White Americans, Black Americans, Trinidadians, Guyanese, all of us. We all call Richmond Hill home, and so I think this is a moment to support each other.
This is the chance. Now you want to tell them your social media page, how to find that. Are you any other ways to contact you? Like we said, definitely this Saturday, no matter what, rain, snow, shine, the whole nine. Definitely at 10 o'clock. It's happening on the corner of Liberty and Lefferts, which is now going to be called Little Guyana Way. This Saturday, Memorial Weekend on the 29th, will be that ceremony. Now, and I think I remember on Imran's show, you guys said there was going to be an Aborigine and Tassa and stuff too, as well, right?
We're gonna have Tasta. We're gonna have all the things that you would expect in a Richmond Hill party. Absolutely.
Well,
And,
we need DJ Fest out there because DJ Fest
we
could
gotta
wear.
get DJ Fest. We gotta get DJ Fest. He's a legend. I grew up with DJ
He
Fest.
could wear a nice Guyana color sari. You understand? Come out DJ Fest, represent Guyana because I know he has one. I don't know. Have you ever seen that? It's great. He just do this Amitabh Bachchan routine in his Guyana sari. It's hysterical. But Fest knows I love him to death. But he's right there. So you guys, and hopefully Fest. I know he's on to Friday night, and maybe he'll be able to help you put this out there and stuff like that. All of our media houses need to come together because at the end of the day, this is a huge accomplishment in Richmond Hill for the Guyanese diaspora, but the Caribbean diaspora. This is not just about Guyana because this means it's the first step that Guyana has taken, but big steps for everyone else to come behind and put their mark in regards to moving forward. So, Rich, anything else you want to say to the people and them before I let you go, sir?
Sure. If you want to reach out to me, my social media is my name. If you go to Facebook, you'll find me, Richard David. You can also send me an email, richdavidnyc@gmail.com. You can also text me, 917-310-5148. I try to be as responsive as I can be. I typically get back to everyone right away. But don't hesitate to contact me. I'm very, very accessible, especially if you have a way or you have an idea that you think is going to make our community a better place. I love to hear those things. I love to support those projects. And in fact, that's what I'm doing here. I'm supporting a project that's been in the making for a long time. So, Alan, this is your invitation to join us Saturday morning at 10 o'clock. Lefferts and Liberty, we're going to actually be at Leo F. Kearns, and we're walking over to Lefferts and Liberty. And we're going to have a great, great, great party. And we have goodies and giveaways and all kinds of treats for everyone.
Definitely, if I was in New York, I would definitely show up. I'm very proud of the fact, once again, of this huge accomplishment. But when I come up in June, I will definitely come and check you out, and we'll take a picture underneath the sign for sure when I come up in June. But Richard, again, on behalf of the listeners and them, on behalf of a lot of people that I know, congratulations on this huge accomplishment for the country of Guyana, for the citizens of Guyana, for the expatriates of Guyana, and the Caribbean in a whole, because, and I'm an advocate for this, this is one small step in regards to a lot of other things to come. This elective, an official position, let's say, comes with a lot of criticism and less support 99% of the time and stuff like that. But the 1% that is following you and supporting you, take that in consideration because that 1% is what makes the difference in your vision and your goal, my brother. So congratulations, bro, and best of luck in your future endeavors and more projects to come.
Thank you, and thank you for inviting me onto your show. When you're here, we got to get an aloo pie at Tropical J's or somewhere things.
Well, yeah, Imran's my boy. Tropical J. We gotta go there. You understand?
Alan, this has been a pleasure. I'm so glad that you have this show, and I can't wait to share it. If you're watching, please share it. Please tell your family to come out. Bring the kids. It's a really proud moment. And happy Independence Day to all Guyanese Americans.
There we go. And here's what. Oh, look, Imran wants to perform.
Imran doesn't even
Here's Terry's song, right? Richmond Hill, Little Guyana. Have a good night, sir.
Jump up, everybody jump up. Jump up, a Guyanese jump up. Come, Richmond Hill, a little Guyana. 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 Richmond Hill is a place where the Guyanese are ways. The young gal a walk and them a shake up the waist. Them a big up them chest 'cause they know them are the best. Bring first place in a beauty contest. Richmond Hill, a little Guyana. 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 One day me been down to Richmond Hill. Me and Apache we went for chill. Wanted to feel like we in Guyana, so we went down there check out them daughters. When me bust the corner, me hear this song. Kai ke pana banaras wala kuli jai panri dalaka tala firto aise khareta man siji kharte sabki jaan ho chora ganga kinare wala ho chora ganga kinare wala ho chora ganga kinare wala hoi. Richmond Hill, a little Guyana. Richmond Hill, a little Guyana. Richmond Hill, a little Guyana. Richmond Hill, a little Guyana.
Oh my baby Guyana, I love you for life. Oh my baby Guyana, I love you for life. I won't ever leave and go, baby. I just want you to know, darling, that I'll always be here for you, and my love is always true. It don't matter where I go, I will always come back home to you. Oh my baby Guyana, I love you for life. I won't ever leave and go, baby. I just want you to know, darling, that I'll always be here for you, and my love is always true. It don't matter where I go, I will always come back home to you. Oh my baby Guyana, I love you for life. There's a girl I call my own, she was always there. We've been together so long and I ain't going anywhere. I swear she's so beautiful, you can see it everywhere. She's the one I want for life, my Guyana, that's right. That's why I'm saying from my heart how I feel. That's why I'm saying from my heart how I feel. Oh my baby Guyana, I love you for life. I won't ever leave and go, baby. I just want you to know, darling, that I'll always be here for you, and my love is always true. It don't matter where I go, I will always come back home to you.
Imran! Large my brother Imran. Imran is a professional on that pole, you know. Oh, you watch out! So as my brother Imran is saying, it's a great moment for all generations. So as Richard had said, information's out there. Sign up to your community boards. Be active. The poll that Imran's gonna wind up on this Saturday is that poll that has the sign that says Little Guyana Way, you know. And all your ladies can have your way with Imran this Saturday. Because what Imran gonna say?
No, I will lie.
1.5 million views. JP.
My girl, call me, tell me it's over. Call me, tell me it's over. So she heard that I've been talking to a girl, but I swear I don't want no other. My girl, call me, tell me it's over. Call me, tell me it's over. So she heard that I've been talking to a girl, but I swear was a real big rumor. My baby, please don't leave me and go away.
Shelly, Prem.
People trying to make
All you're going to represent for me now.
them just can't see we living happy. You know what? Done with lying, done with flirting. Why they fighting for? Why they fighting for? See, I can't see myself living without you. Baby, this love is just between me and you. Baby, no matter what I'm saying or do, my love for you is pure and true. Nobody can come between us two. Love you, I love you, yeah, I do. Baby, no matter what I'm saying or do, my love for you is pure and true. Nobody can come between us two. Love you, I love you, yes, I do.
That's right, yes, this Saturday. Saturday, just up the road from here, you know. Just up the road, Liberty and Lefford. At 10 a.m. And if you go, make sure and take out a picture with Imran. On the light pole of Lefford and Liberty. After DJ's 65th birthday this weekend, bro. But I'm gonna be in the NYC for my boy Anil. Pun wedding next month. And very soon, brand new track. Dropping in just a couple weeks. Dash it way. That's right. Dash it way. Anil in your dunya. Prince JP. Lime Nation. Another million view song, you know.
With lying, done with flirting. Why they fighting for? Why they fighting for? See, I can't see myself living without you. Baby, this love is just between me and you. It is weekday. Still I love you, baby. My girl, call me, tell me it's over. Call me, tell me it's over. So she heard that I've been talking to a girl, but I swear I don't want no other. My girl, call me, tell me it's over. Call me, tell me it's over. Said she heard that I've been talking to a girl, but I swear was a real big rumor. My baby, please don't leave me and go away. People trying to make up me and you. Them just can't see we living happy. You know what? Done with lying, done with flirting. Why they fighting for? Why they fighting for? See, I can't see myself living without you. Baby, this love is just between me and you. Baby, no matter what I'm saying or do, my love for you is pure and true. Nobody can come between us two. Love you, I love you, yeah, I do. Baby, no matter what I'm saying.
Marlon! Mr. MBA. Make sure you take the wifey this Saturday, Lefferts and Liberty at 10 a.m. for the naming ceremony, right?
Oh no, what you have until it's gone. You don't know what you have until it's gone.
Why?
Up and gone away, baby. Didn't wanna stay, baby. I wasn't to play, baby.
What's a true song, Shelly? You're saying? Prem gonna sing this to you? I'm there in June. Actually, the birthday party on Saturday. I'm gonna broadcast from 4 to 6. This is what she sing to Imran when he went on the pole to tell him.
Oh, you been telling me that you're never gonna cheat. Oh, you been telling me that you're never gonna cheat. Oh, you been telling me that you're never gonna cheat. Oh, you been telling me that you're never gonna cheat.
Prem! What I tell Prem? Is that you? Prem!
So long as you say, oh, give me a wine now. Give me a wine now. Give me the wine that I want. Long time, long time. So long as you
Jivan!
give me a wine now.
You looking for a divorce?
I'll make up for all this time. I'll make up for all this time. Hey, hey, look who. You know how long we already see you. It could have been about a year or two. All to drink now, what we go do. Hey, hey, long time. Then now while we have us a line. Nothing that change, cause you're still fine. Look how you looking fine. I thought you hiding. I thought you went for it. Look how things happen now. Look how things happen now. So let me hug up and squeeze you. I don't even want to leave you. I don't know when we'll bounce up again. So let me take a little thing until then. So long as you see.
So long!
Give me a wine now. Give me a wine now.
Monica!
That I want long time now.
With those eyes.
So long as you see. Give me a wine now. Give me a wine now. I'll make up for
Well, you know what Marlon is saying to Monica every day.
oh, baby, no.
Oh yeah, we know. We know what you say.
You done hook me already. Could it be your cute pretty face? Could it be the
My brother Nils.
Make me feel like I had to chase you. Hook me already.
June boy.
Girl,
June.
you know how
amount to spend. Where you take care of the children. This shit might end, but if you want me to go, you can be looking the way you do. You can be cooking the way you do. You can be hooking me if you want me to go. You can be looking the way you do. You can be walking the way you do. Because you're hooking me. Come on. I don't know what to do, so I'm pleading. Plus you ain't give me no reason. You tell me this is the end of the season. Mash up everything just so. You don't understand when you watch me. I said just be that I win the lottery. How you go pick up just so and then dump me? No, baby, no. But your back on me clothes in a garbage bag. You put it on the ground by the roadside. You tell me get out your place, don't come inside. Baby, don't do me that. You go break my heart. Can't believe you're ready to give up on me just so. Cause if you want me to go, you can be looking the way you do. You can be cooking the way you do. You can be hooking me if you want me to go. You can be looking the way you do. You can be walking the way you do. Because you're hooking me.
So when Marlon is telling shit that, when Monica does here, Marlon said, no, baby, no. What she's telling? What she's telling?
I love how you wind up. I love how you wind up. I love how you wind up. I love how you wind up.
Neil!
Love how you grind up. I love how you wind up.
And we gonna tell them.
I love how you wind up. I love how you
that shit way now.
I didn't expect it like this. I get chin feelings. I get chin feelings. I didn't expect it like this. I get chin feelings. I get chin feelings. You got me wanting more. All I do. When you touch me so. All I do. You set me on fire. Put me in a mood.
Who's the chick you wanna divorce from? Jivan. Man send me pictures and thing, you know.
You know what you're doing on me. And I never thought I'd get hooked. You want capture me like a crook. Look at you, how you have me catching feelings. Oh, I didn't expect it like this. I get chin feelings. I get chin feelings. I didn't expect it like this. I get chin feelings. I get chin feelings. Pull me in little more. All I do. You know I like all I do. This feeling like sugar. We learn to wine, darling. And if you know, right here you good time. You go ever up the thing, na. You know what you're doing down there. I love how you touch up the thing, na. You know what you're doing down there. And I never thought I'd get hooked. Your wine capture me like a crook. Look at you, how you have me catching feelings.
What you say? And what you gonna tell she? What you gonna tell she?
Ayo, give me a lot that I rate you. Sing it out, ayo, Lord, you bad. She sing it out, ayo, when you push it back, I rate you. Sing it out, ayo, Lord, you bad. She whining, she love the way how I whine and roll her waist. I know she whine every time I come from behind, I could go hold it. I'm telling you, she never expect I was a whiner. God bless me with style and stamina. Make she ball, oh, Lord. Cause I kiss she the ooh, I kiss she the ah. I put her she nice, like she's a cassava. She want me to prove that I is a champion, so I come on to prove that I is a champion. She went down lower, and lower, and lower, and lower, and lower, and lower, and lower. So I follow her lower, and lower. The lower she go when she went to the floor and she sing and she ball out, ayo, give me a lot that I rate you. Sing it out, ayo.
But when Marlon first met Monica,
She sing it out, ayo. When you push it back, I rate you. Sing it out, ayo.
what he said? What he said?
Wind up on my body, girl. Why like it's a carnival? Girl, me love the way you're the wine for me. Girl, the wine is so emotional. So wind up on my body, girl. Me while you come wine your waistline for me. Baby, you're bubbling, baby. Girl, you a party animal. Girl, you acting no, you know.
That's right.
Girl, you a party animal. To own your wine, you drive me crazy.
Let me tell them that shit right now.
You wine so good. You
What shot you want to tell them people?
goodbye to me haters. Soon, soon, I'm friends. Me a pray for Jamaica. Me soon, soon, again. It's hard to be away from the land you love. No matter what in the world, a Jamaica land we love. When we just full of fresh and I'm feeling right. The dark struck me with the cars and bikes. We turn it up till the broad daylight. Let's show some love, no more war and hype. Ladies come over, party all night. We pick the fruits, all fruits right. We are no some boy with some cartoon hype.
Good afternoon, Kamini. Good evening.
I know for them all you're dead and gone. But if you want your head and gone. You know me and me see me one band. So next to me on the top, you know me one gone. But me vice I they give for the price.
Hope you're staying safe there.
Be nice. Them a snake, them a cheese, and them ice. That's why them want me, them want me, them want me.
If you're looking for a carnival wine, if you're looking for a carnival wine, let me take you to Trinidad and Tobago. We are the greatest land of calypso. We have a uptown style for your disco. We have a downtown gal for your tiptoes. And the tequila are the rascals. What's your favorite style for your rap to? And we way up higher than statue. Baby girl, where you walk to? Hey gal, wine up your body non-stop. We love it when you bubble on top. Your pretty body girl, fit for the carnival. Every man want that. Wine up your body non-stop. We love it when you bubble on top. Your pretty body girl, fit for the carnival. Every man want that. Me get a gal fi go wine behind the choke. Me get a gal fi go wine it till me broke. See me baby, your style it kill me no. The way you balance and I ride it till we don't. Say you go like ants then bring the room. Couple Guinness and star we fill the drum. Tune party we party till we don't. Party till we don't. Hey gal, wine up your body non-stop. We love it when you bubble on top. Your pretty body girl, fit for the carnival. Every man want that. Wine up your body non-stop. We love it when you bubble on top. Your pretty body girl, fit for the carnival. Every man want that. Girl, pose for your selfie, say cheese. Chagarama's boardwalk, sea breeze. When I cross the savannah TVs. With a madman rum like treesies. With a Bajan girl like Riri. In a VIP, can you see me? Champagne so the girl them tipsy. Carnival is a L-O-V-E. Wine up your body non-stop. We love it when you bubble on top. Your pretty body girl, fit for the carnival. Every man want that. Wine up your body non-stop. We love it when you bubble on top. Your pretty body girl, fit for the carnival. Every man want that.
Right now, boy, they might not even have the Wally in Trinidad. You studying Carnival? We have Miami Carnival. Jivan, tell me the girl name you want to get divorced from, boy. Let me dash it way, Neil.
Some of them never know me. Some of them don't know me. Some of them keep for me. Every time the people jump in. Some of them wanna wine for me. Some of them boogie down for me. Me love the way the ladies will wine for me. Everybody now, like a everybody I like the way you do it. What did you say? All my ladies will wine on me. See girls that I'm a boom boom guy, you there? All the ladies who run on me. Move your body to the beat, yeah. Love me, need me. All my ladies, everybody they want me. The sexy body girls they need me. She say love me, she love me. She want me, yeah she want me. All my boom boom, everybody love me. Sexy body girls, everybody sanko. See the girl them hear me sanko. Put them up from me from the sanko. You don't care but I don't never. See the girl them want to let me sanko. I bust the stereo. See the people them have you feeling me like so. Anywhere I go, they want to go. See right now me tell them why.
This girl controlling me, ruling me for some rum. I need to calm my head.
You know what? It better be.
This girl controlling
She controlling you
me
for some orchard.
Controlling me, ruling me for some rum. I need to calm my head. She bold-faced to me and rude to me. This time we done. This marriage really dead. This girl keep nagging me, beating me and all kind of thing. I fed up and she girl take back your ring. I want a divorce. I'll leave bleeding. I tell your father, he say he a meddling. I give you where you want, you treat me like a king. And you're holding me and using up the money. I want a divorce. I really gonna leave you today. Hasta la vista, my baby. You have me washing, cooking, cleaning, scrubbing, taking out the dustbin. While you wait in the bar, I just read all your texts. I'm leaving you, I'm going from here. Just know that I'm going back to Guyana. Just keep the house and car. Your lips are monster. Just keep the door that can. And I'm not sure the kids is mine or sad. Now right now I want a divorce. I really gonna leave you today. Hasta la vista, my baby. This girl controlling me, ruling me for some rum. I need to calm my head.
So Janelle, what's the name of the girl you have the tobacco over now? Tell me now, tell me now.
ये दोस्ती हम नहीं तोड़ेंगे तोड़ेंगे दम मगर तेरा साथ ना छोड़ेंगे ये दोस्ती हम नहीं तोड़ेंगे तोड़ेंगे दम मगर तेरा साथ ना छोड़ेंगे I feel like the ease of stress. I feel like the line my fat. I feel like the cause right problem. Right now I have to call my friend. I feel like the ease of stress. I feel like the line my fat. I feel like the cause right problem. Right now I have to call my friend. अरे मेरी जीत तेरी हार मेरी हार सुने मेरे यार तेरा गम मेरी जान तेरी जान ऐसा अपना प्यार जान बेबी खेलेंगे तेरे लिए ले लेंगे जान बेबी खेलेंगे तेरे लिए ले लेंगे सबसे दुश्मनी
Kendall! Yeah, bro, you miss out. So large up Kendall, man. Kendall, you're in Trinidad, right? Yeah, bro. Uh-huh. Jivan, what's your name?
Drop a call for Savi. I drop a yard call for Savi. Now my wife vexed me because I drop a call for Savi. I drop a call for Savi. I drop a hard call for Savi. Now my wife want to leave me cause I drop a call for Savi.
She want the murga bad, so I she the murga. Right there and she bad, yeah. She want the murga, Sabi want the murga bad. Get them.
I am an unemployed man living up in Grandy. Sal's mine some come and fall to help feed my family. I am an unemployed man living up in Grandy. Sal's mine some come and fall to help feed my family. Now my neighbor Savi come and buy a fowl cup for me, but she don't want to pay me till I drop the fowl for she. I drop a fowl for Savi. I drop a yard fowl for Savi. Now my wife vexed me because I drop a fowl for Savi. I drop a fowl for Savi. I drop a hard fowl for Savi. Now
Now my wife on the lean way cause I chop up out cause I heard.
She love the murder, she wants it bad. So we light up the chula in she backyard. Heavy masala, she like it bad. Man is called we murder, scorpion pepper.
बिना बदरा के बिचुरिया कैसे चमके बिना बदरा के बिचुरिया कैसे कैसे चमके कोई पूछ रहा हमसे
कैसे चमके कोई पूछ रहा हमसे
बिना बदरा के बिचुरिया कैसे चमके बिना बदरा के बिचुरिया कैसे चमके
Trinidad, Guyana, Wayman, Princess Fiona, together as one.
Shabir! Once again, happy 55th Independence to Guyana!
मैं दूरे नैना मिलाए के मस्ताए गुंगटाए मुकदा छुपाए के तो मर जाए हम तो कसम से तो मर जाए हम तो कसम
राहों में जब
Happy belated birthday!
मुस्काए
Going out to Miss Fiona.
छुपाए के तो मर जाए तो कसम से तो मर जाए हम तो कसम से बिना बदरा के बिचुरिया कैसे चमके बिना बदरा के बिचुरिया कैसे चमके
Well, good night, Miss Ellie. Good night, Miss Ellie.
बेटे हो जब मीठे सपने सजाए के ऐसे में हाले वो पासे हो आए के बिचवा कर जाए गोरी चमके कसम से बिचवा कर जाए गोरी चमके कसम से
बैठे हो जब मीठे सपने सजाए के ऐसे में हाले वो खासे हो आए के बिचवा तो चाहे गोरे चमके कसम से बिचवा तो चाहे गोरे चमके कसम से
बिना बदरा की बिचुरिया कैसे चमके बिना बदरा की बिचुरिया कैसे चमके
So congratulations to Fess on his recent production, Kanchan Mania. Large of all the artists that took part. That's Fess ringtone, you know, Kanchan. So all you know what fest ringtone is, you know. To celebrate the 55 years tomorrow. What fest pumping in the car right now?
Oh Bangali Babu, oh Bangali Babu, oh Bangali Babu, oh Bangali Babu. I am the very best at the Guyanese Babu. I am the very best at the Guyanese Babu. Oh Bangali Babu, oh Bangali Babu, oh Bangali Babu, oh Bangali Babu. We come from the country they call Guyana, land of the bauxite, the rice and sugar. We come from the country they call Guyana, land of the bauxite, the rice and sugar. Me say pack up big grip and let me go. Me God we come back to Guyana some more. Me say we pack up big grip and let me go. Me God we go back to Guyana some more. Oh Bangali Babu.
Hey, hey.
Oh Guyana Babu, oh Bangali
Fest.
Babu, oh Guyana Babu.
But my boy Shabir.
The best of the Guyanese Babu.
Shabir.
I am the very best of the Guyanese Babu. Oh Bangali
You know what Shabir?
Babu, oh
Shabir's song is?
Oh Bangali Babu, oh Guyana Babu.
Let me tell them Shabir.
A very sweet and charming young lady. I was lucky to be such a beauty. Very politely I said to she, oh Lila Wati, your body like a gold, your face like an angel, you take away me soul. Oh Lila Wati, girl come let we go. I'll be not gonna come back, I see we go. Well, I said, Leila, what be my darling? I would like you to be my Gladys. She said, no, 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 Raga. You go off, you need to be me to Lada. Oh, Leila, what your body like a gold, your face like an angel, you take away me soul. Oh, Leila, what girl, come let we go.
Come, let we go.
I'll be now gonna come back, I guess we go. Lila Wadi was wearing a white garment.
Yeah, yeah.
From her waist was a beautiful sari.
What?
From her neck was a big fat ballet heart. If you see how she play it, she dance.
Anything. Oh, Lila Wati, your body like
a gold. You face like an angel, you take away me soul. Oh, Lila Wati, girl, come let we go. I'll be now gonna come back, I say we go.
But you know, when Fez hear song like this, and he remember his school days in Guyana. What is it, Fez?
To buy a Indian slipper and a beautiful lehenga. She said you are a kind-hearted young man.
Oh, you know.
Me no want you to manje me barter.
What shot you wanna hear? Oh, Lila Wat.
Your body like
Shot you wanna be the girl them Lila Wati.
an angel, you take away me soul. Oh, Lila Wati, girl, come let we go. I'll be now
Only one thing let's go through Fez mind.
Let me go, let me go, let me go, let me go. Everybody, everybody, do the tum-tum dance. Left hand in space, right hand. Your butt to the left, swing your butt. Do the tum-tum dance. Me dream about Tuntun Lankesto Mukherjee, starring in a movie with Jaya. They were filming in Delhi, the other part of town. Tuntun blow a kicks and Kesto fun. Wrong, let me go. Macarena, darling. Gesto take a drink, to knock him a wink. Gesto, me want to gesto. Gesto take a drink, to knock him a wink. He fall on from his stool, he might feel like a fool boy. I dream about Tun and Gesto look at G, starring in a movie with Jaya Bhapi. They were filming in Delhi, the other part of town. Tun blow a kiss, Gesto fuck round. Let me go.
Well, you see,
Yeah, boss man.
Shashi don't want to dream about Tun, you know. When he see them girls,
They calling him. They calling him. They calling him. They calling him. They calling him Raman Singh Sharma. Mr. Raymond. They calling him. Bring back. They calling him. They calling the village drum from Sawa.
Ram Singh Sharma, the village drum from Sawa. He have a wife and he day with the sister. They buy a visa to take him to Canada. One give him house, one give him a motor car. They give him money to drink the rum. Sometimes he just gamble until the money done. Ram Singh Sharma, the village drum from Sawa. He have a wife and he day with the sister. Ram Singh Sharma, the village drum from Sawa.
Ram Singh, oh boy, the village ram. Yes, man. He in a jam. Brutally outside woman. Ram Singh, that is his name. Sweet man is the game. And he hiding up in Sawa. Get them. Boom.
Ram Singh will talk to you so nice, give you all the advice, then run away with your wife, just to mash up your married life. How it is he, they choose what technique demands you.
That's the sweet man. Village ram.
How it is he, they choose what technique demands you.
hey what?
Them young love Betty, Kelsey, Miney, and give them all the money.
But heady thing now.
Ram Singh Sharma, the village drum from Sawa. He have a wife and he
When Imran gone,
sister. Ram
and
Singh,
check Lilawati.
the village drum from Sawa.
What happened?
Them calling for more.
Imran come back and say,
Village ram come up in Sawa. Hey, Ram Singh all up in Barapur.
Haide balamowa, ikate hano ye haide balamowa. Hey, ikate hano ye haide balamowa, ikate hano ye haide balamowa. He can come in the yard and running everywhere. He can come in the yard and running everywhere. When I hold the cat boy, the thing ye hano ye
none.
haide balamowa, ikate hano ye haide balamowa, ikate hano ye haide balamowa. All you need to stand at super sad in the Pungalo.
But if you go Trinidad, Imran, and you ain't learned nothing in life, you just make sure my Uncle Roy has a lesson. Yes. What you tell them, Uncle Roy?
Mr. Ramchan, Mr. Ramchan, Mr. Ramchan, the cow kick down the bucket of milk. Mr. Ramchan, the cow kick down the
Uncle Roy says you got a tidy leg, boy.
The cow kick down the bucket of milk. The cow kick down the bucket of milk. Mr. Ramchan, Mr. Ramchan, Mr. Ramchan, the cow kick down the bucket of milk. Mr. Ramchan, the cow kick down the bucket of milk. The cow kick down the bucket of milk. The cow kick down the bucket of milk. Mr. Ramchan, the cow kick down the bucket of milk. Mr. Ramchan, the cow kick down the bucket of milk. Jai Ram India in the Pungurum factory. Big Rich.
Make sure you learn that from Uncle Roy, you know.
I really want a bottle of milk, not a full bucket. I really want a bottle of milk, not a full bucket. $200 is too high for my pocket, Mr.
Ram Ramchan!
Bucket on the bucket, Pamel. Mr. Ramchan.
But hear what?
Bucket on the bucket.
But Imran wanna go Trinidad for one thing, you know. Who know what Imran wanna go for?
Oh my baby, come and lie with me in Cora. Oh my baby, come and lie with me in Cora. Yesterday we got in a dark. Hell yeah, this is Sugar Daddy. Hiya, there's only one place we going. Cora River. Oh my baby, come and lie with me in Cora. Oh my baby, come and lie with me in Cora. Yesterday we got in a dark. Oh daddy daddy, oh daddy daddy, oh daddy daddy, I think I getting hot. I see mommy in the bedroom with the neighbor husband. Oh daddy daddy, I think I getting hot. I see mommy in the bedroom with the neighbor husband. Hey. Hey, I was inside the bathroom and I peeping.
Oh yeah, Imran!
I was inside the bathroom and I peeping from the hole. The man so bold face, the jockey shots have followed that.
Hear what? Imran!
Hey daddy, I think I get it on. I see my in the bedroom with the neighbor husband. Daddy, daddy, I think I get it on. I see my
Roger the Naidu family.
neighbor husband.
But before I go for Rishi, I will be on this Thursday 7 to 9. And don't forget Saturday, special Memorial Weekend. Birthday celebration with Uncle Rudy. I'll be on from 4 to 6. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We organizing Tree Duck, 2 Tattoo, and a Wild Hog. And the Feroza, you ain't hear that, you know. So Saturday it's on from 4. Oh yeah. Shashu, you coming down or what? Oh yeah. And don't forget Saturday, Richmond Hill, 10 a.m. Little guy on our way, co-naming. Thank you, Richard David. Here's what before I go. Janice, give me one song you want to hear, Janice. Ayo, ayo, ayo. Let me organize, Uncle. Let me organize, Uncle. Don't forget Saturday. Make your way down 10 a.m. Lefferts and Liberty, co-naming ceremony. Anthony Boy. Respect, brother. Thank you for being on, Richard. But Richard, before everybody come out on Saturday, my boy Prem gonna make his way down to Liberty and Lefferts, and you know what you're gonna do?
Get up in the morning and I sweep up my yard. I get up in the
Prem!
morning and I sweep up my yard. Then I went to cut the grass for the neighbor.
Hey, hey! Good night, Sasha. I'm going. Make sure and catch me Thursday, Sasha. Hey, 7 p.m., girl.
I get up in the morning and I sweep up my yard. I get up
Prem!
in the morning and I sweep up my yard. And I went to cut the
grass
for
for
the neighbor to pass. I went to cut the grass for the neighbor to pass.
Larger, my girl Sasha. Travel span. I hope you're staying safe there.
Grass she can't touch, she can't pass at all. The grass she can't touch, she can't pass at all.
Oi!
Went and buy a brand new brushing cutlass. I went to cut the grass for the neighbor to pass. I went to cut the grass for the neighbor to pass. Grass she can't touch, she can't pass at all. The grass she can't touch, she can't pass at all. I went and buy a brand new brushing cutlass. I went to cut the grass for the neighbor to pass. I went to cut the grass for the neighbor to pass.
And what Prem telling Shelly tonight?
Don't do that, not do like me, don't do that, girl. If I only fall, you go hold your head and ball. Don't do that, not do like me, don't do that, girl. If I only fall, you go hold your head and
Shelly!
hold your head and ball. I say I can't take it at all, but we know.
So I go in. Thank you once again, Richard. Congratulations, brother.
If I only fall, you go hold your head and ball.
So I go in. Thursday, 7 p.m. Hey, hey.
I sing in the song, you feel that is wrong. Don't push me in a corner and tell me what to do. I sing in the song, you feel that is wrong. Don't push me in a corner and tell me what to do. Don't do that, not do like me, don't do that, girl. If I only fall, you go hold your head and ball. You go hold your head and ball and say I can't take it at all. But we know come from the mall and you drive.
You know what Shelly tell me?
Don't do that, not do like me, don't do that,
Where you studying, Alan?
fall, you go hold your
I got Prem tonight. No milking tonight, no milking it. You know why?
I want my noonie juice when the morning come. I tell you, yeah, I love my noonie juice when the morning come. Where sir?
He wants me noonie, want me noonie, want me noonie juice. The man only beg.
Have a good night, Uncle V-Ram.
He wants me noonie, want me noonie, want
Thursday.
The man only begging me for me noonie juice.
Bring the noonie, bring it from. I'm testing it on my love. Bring the noonie, bring it now. I just never I know how. When I get it real, real bad. Big, strong and hard. Bring the noonie anytime. After you can walk a while.
Uncle V-Ram.
He going back to the.
You know what baby Yoda favorite song is? Baby Yoda! Tonight, Jiva and Ellie. Good night to all.
Dream about the day and night. In my mind, it feels so right.